Yeah, great. So thank you very much for coming today. That's a great pleasure to have Francesca here at Gun Running with Jojo and Peter for this sharing. So Francesca, what's your first feeling about Hong Kong? I know that you just arrived yesterday night, so or let's say this morning. So what's the first feeling today?
Today I'm way better, and I had a very complicated travel, so I'm a little tired, but I like Hong Kong, so I'm happy to be here.
Okay. So it's your second time in Hong Kong, right?
Third,
Third time.
yes,
So can you tell us before? I know that you came for HK100 twice. Is that correct?
yes.
So you came in 2014 and 2000.
And 15, but in 15 I dropped out because I was sick.
I see. And in 2014.
I won.
Exactly. So, so HK100 was just last weekend, 2 weeks ago. So with the new edition. So hopefully maybe you will have chance in future to come to discover also the new routes.
I don't know because normally for me it's really complicated to come in Hong Kong in January because normally we have snow at home, so it's difficult to train. This is the main problem with Hong Kong because of the date. But I like so much everything here that I will try again to come in January too, maybe.
Yeah, that would be great. So your background is more into ski at the origin because you were exactly snowboarder. So for what was your career for snowboarding, and when did you decided to start going into running or trail running?
So I did snowboard until 2000, and then the problem was that I couldn't find anything else to do because I'm an athlete and I'm a competitor, so I don't like to stay at home and just cook something like this. But the problem was to find a sport in which to have a career, so it was not so easy. And then I didn't know how to do with my life until one day I tried to do a ski cross race, and it was 42 kilometers on the ski, and I felt that my body was really happy with this, and so I went to try to have a lesson with a teacher, and the teacher was convinced that I had a great engine and
Potential
yes,
for endurance.
yes, and so he suggested me to try to run. It was 2010.
Yeah.
But I told him that no, I don't want to run because it's really boring to run, so I don't want. But anyway, this idea was not so bad because it offered me the possibility to compete again, and so I tried. And in May, I tried to do 26 kilometers. I came third in my category, and I felt good. It was easy, and not so easy to run downhill. Yes, it was a mess, but everything else was good. And so, as I knew that 1 week ago there was a marathon in Geneva, I tried the marathon. So first I did 26. The week later I tried 42. It was good. And so
what was your time? You remember your time at that?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah?
3 hours and 29
Okay, nice.
for the first
For the
attempt.
first marathon?
Yes, yes.
Wow.
And I had no training before because just my first idea was to read something, to have some info. So I bought runner's world and I tried to get information, but I didn't run. I just bought some shoes and try. And so my body was perfect. I was at ease, and so running was okay.
At the time you were a snowboarder, I was your training was more like really training on the snowboard, and or you were also doing some cardio or running
No,
or
cardio, no,
backcountry
never.
skiing or
No, I never did cardio.
okay.
Just some strength training, a lot for the legs and to be powerful, and something neuromuscular, something like this, and to do because you have to connect well your brain to your ankles and so. but
So
not
this is helping you a lot also for downhill, for trail running, I suppose.
uh, not so much, not as much as I would like, but because running downhill is still my
Weakness?
yes.
Okay.
Yes, I'm not so performant at it.
Do you prepare any particular training to improve your
No.
downhill skills? No.
No, I'm really easy. I just do my normal training, and then what I've seen is that if I get better with strength,
Yes.
everything works better in downhill too, and so it comes along.
I see. So in 2010, so you were started, so your career in trail running, so partly with short race and then marathon. What was your first long ultra race for trail running? When did you start to really go for 50 or 80 or over 100 kilometers race?
The first attempt in a longer distance, I think it was about 80, something like this, and I felt immediately at ease. So
Okay.
it was easy. I can chat with people, and so so it was perfect. And my first important race has been TDS in 2011. But it's interesting because this time I didn't know that you have to enter in February or maybe January to one of
For
these
the
races.
lottery, yeah.
So I just asked Renato, because he was on the organization, and I asked if it was possible to compete in one of the UTMB races. He answered that I was crazy, but then he found a place for me in TDS.
Nice.
And he told me, okay, if you can stay on the top 10, it would be great, because it's a really important race and it's really difficult.
Competitive.
Yes, the field. Okay, so I started really relaxed, and I came second. But
Exactly.
I came second for 8 seconds, because during the race I was all the time better, so I closed the gap. And finally, when I arrived in Chamonix, I saw the first one, and she was really close to
Just
me.
arrived.
Yes, and but in my mind it was impossible to go and maybe win, because she has been all the time ahead, and so my heart was not I want to go and win. For me, second place was okay.
So you've participated to TDS, UTMB. You won in
Yeah.
2018, but you participated also a few years back as well.
Yes.
CCC not yet.
No, CCC
Okay, it's too
maybe.
short.
Yes, I think I will never go for CCC.
Okay. And did you have a particular training for that UTMB
No.
in 2018 last year, or you just went?
No,
And
maybe yes, because I suffered of a tendinite
Okay.
the month before, because it was my mistake. I changed the drop of the shoes, so and I did some quality training, so it was really pushing. My tendon was not okay, and so the month before UTMB, I just bike,
Okay.
and I didn't run. I just ran maybe 1 week before, just to test if I was okay, and I was, but not particular training. No.
And did you have any strategy for that race, or you just
No,
went on your own?
My only strategy was exactly to stick on my plan. That
Okay.
was just go on my own pace, and I don't care about anybody, because normally the problem with UTMB is that everybody starts like it was a half marathon.
Exactly.
I can't understand why, but every year is the same. And so I put my iPod and just go.
So another very big race that you won 2 times is the Tour des Géants, right? I don't know if you've heard about the Tour des Géants. It's 297 kilometers.
3,000, no, 315.
315 kilometers with 30,000 meters of elevation, or something like this. So it takes place normally about 2 weeks after UTMB or something like this.
Maybe less. It depends on.
Yes, maybe let's say 1 week to 10 days, and you've won this very big race twice. Could you explain a little bit what's the experience of Tour des Géants to the runners that we have here, because I think this is a massive achievement also as a runner and also incredible experience.
I have to say that my first Tour de Géant was maybe less than 10 days after my second place at UTMB in 2012. So
you recover very fast.
yes, yes. It's a blessing. Yes. Nobody could think that I could do well because it was too close. But no problem, because in Tour de Géant you just have to stay at your own pace, but really. It's not that you are slow, but you have to care and to manage yourself a lot. You have to eat a lot and to sleep. I prefer to sleep. Normally people don't sleep during tour, but I think it's not good. It's not good for me. So normally after 30 hours, I sleep once, so 2 hours and a half, something like this, and then I sleep once again. I don't know how much after, but I sleep again. And okay, it's a little boring because all the time you are alone and you have to manage a lot of nights outside. But
the weather also can change a lot.
Yes, it can change, but we are used to because we live there.
Okay,
so okay, it's not so complicated. My main problem is to be bored.
Okay.
So this is the most difficult part, because it's so many hours that you have to manage, and your brain needs some input sometimes.
So many iPod music.
Yes,
and
but you have to change because sometimes you don't want this music again. So, and it happened to me that normally I can run because I don't feel tired, but I just stay in a station just to chat. So I sit and I begin to chat, and maybe I don't eat because, but I have to feel that some people is here and I can chat.
So a race like PTL would be perfect for you.
No.
With two other persons.
No. This is impossible to conceive because I don't like to
be with some other.
Exactly, because anyway, everybody has
his own pace.
Exactly. Yeah. So and then maybe you are angry. No. And then in PTL you have to manage the map.
Yeah.
And I'm not able.
Yeah, for the orientation.
No way.
And for races like Tour de Géant, so what was your nutrition, for instance? Because I guess you're mostly eating solid food, right?
Yes.
Food.
I prefer to eat normally. So when I reach a station, maybe I give a call to Renato that is waiting for me, and I order something. Sometimes I want a pizza, or sometimes croissant, or sometimes depending on what time of the day it is, I order something different, and he will provide, and I'm okay. Because for me it's important to have some gratification. So I like to eat, and I prefer to have something that I like, and
a lot of nice food also in that particular area as well.
Yes.
So nice. That's a race that you will redo again, the Tour de Géant?
No.
Never. That's
no,
something,
no.
a chapter that you've been completely closing.
It's closed because they disqualified me.
I know.
And it was their mistake.
Yeah.
So I can't accept this.
Okay.
And so never again.
That's a chapter over
yes.
for that.
Yes.
So you've run UTMB, Lavaredo also. So I saw also that you've been doing a second place in Lavaredo as well. So you won Lavaredo, and you've done also a second place.
Yes.
Among all those international races, which races did you prefer, and what memories, the best memories you keep from those international races?
I like Lavaredo because it suits a lot my running skills, because it's really runnable, but you have also some climb and everything. And I remember I was happy with Lavaredo, but especially not with the win, but with the second place, because I came second after Rory Bosio.
Yeah.
And for a while she was ahead, then I was ahead. Then we stayed together a little. She offered me a sandwich, so I think she was really kind. And then I was in a bad moment, and so I came second for I think 15 minutes. So we were close, and I was really satisfied with this. And if not, I don't know which race I prefer. Hong Kong too, because Hong Kong I like a lot to change. Sometimes you are on the mountain, sometimes you are on the on the beach,
On the beach,
and it's really nice. And the monkeys. So maybe these three. And UTMB I like because this is another race suit for me, because we have a long climb, really long downhill, and then the flat connecting both.
Yeah.
So I perform well.
But you do also very well in very technical environment, like in Andorra also, because
Andorra was
you won that race
I
too,
won.
right?
Yes, but I won just because it was so long and so difficult
Uh-huh.
that my body um, can do the job.
Yeah.
But I'm not so skilled for the technical. Normally I hate the technical.
Uh-huh.
But when the technical requires to your body something more, so it's okay for me. But just because I'm stronger and on the long, and so. But if not, I won't never do Kima, for
Okay.
example.
Okay.
No, impossible.
So
And you know, if you take something like Trans Gran Canaria,
yeah.
I came second,
Uh-huh.
but it was some parts were technical, and I didn't a lot.
So like races like UTMB or Lavaredo are more suitable for
Yeah.
your style of running. Like also HK100 too, because that's true that you have a lots of runnable part as well. And so what's your season for this year, for 2019? So do you plan already some big races during summertime or?
For the moment, I just plan to come here.
Yes.
Then I have an invitation for Western States.
Okay, this is cool.
This is cool, but it will be really difficult because I'm not used to the warm.
Yeah.
And especially it's 100 miles that you have to run all the time. And for me it's difficult because I live in the mountains, so I don't have 10 kilometers flat. And so to do so much, I don't know how to manage. But we were talking this morning with Romain that maybe we try to organize Western. Anyway, I'm already okay
Registered.
yes.
Okay, so you're going to.
And then I will do once again UTMB.
Okay, cool.
Just because. And somebody asked me if I feel a lot of pressure for UTMB, but no. I think that it's a really complicated race because you have all the time a great field,
Yeah.
so you never know how to manage with everything, and then you have a lot of weather condition.
It's a long race also.
Yes, yes. So I think that my mood will be to just start and see
How the
it's
body
okay.
feels.
Yes.
Yeah. Which is good already, which is
Yeah.
a really good plan.
Yes.
And you have nothing to prove neither, because after the win last year also, and
Yeah.
what you've done, so I think it's just good to challenge yourself
Exactly.
to that field. What do you expect about Nine Dragons in Hong Kong?
Hey. First, when I accepted the invitation, I was really happy because I like today's formula. Because I think it's a challenge for the body, because you have to start again after an incomplete recovery, so it's not easy. And normally it's something I like a lot. But in this moment I'm not in great shape because I have a problem with my tendon, and I didn't run before to come here, so I don't know. I really don't know what my body will do. So mainly I think that I will try to go step by step and just see. I'm sorry not to be in the position to challenge myself and push for the win, because in this moment it will be stupid.
Yeah.
Because I know that my body maybe it's okay. I don't know. So, but I think that I expect anyway to enjoy a lot the path and
Yeah.
the environment and
It's a nice
everything.
course.
And I really hope to be on the start on Sunday too, because I don't know after the first one how I.
Yeah, of course, that's the big challenge.
Yes.
Your injury is coming from the race you've done for the Ultra Trail Cape Town, right?
Yes.
It was,
Yes.
what happened during that race?
I don't know. I just was running, and the muscle, the calf,
Yeah.
hurt a lot, and it was impossible to continue. and it felt like a cramp,
Okay.
and at the very beginning. But the problem was that he remained stiff, and it was impossible to walk. I was like this
Wow.
for a lot, and then the problem moved to the tendon
Mhm.
because as the muscle was not able to work, tendon suffered a lot. So now the problem is on the tendon, and it's worse because it hurts every step I do. Not so much if I walk slowly and with a short
Yeah.
stride, but running
When you
I
run,
don't know.
yeah, because
Yeah.
the impact you are
Yeah.
feeling it.
So at the moment I just train in the downhill because now we we have snow in
Yeah.
Courmayeur. I can go up with the cable car and go down running. So downhill running is not bad. It doesn't hurt. But
It's
in
more
the
the
flat,
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 yeah.
yes, flat is.
So hopefully we have a secret for you this afternoon.
I know.
So let's see.
I hope it will work.
Great. Do you guys have any questions also to ask to Francesca about anything you?
Um, normally, I try to eat the more natural as possible. And when I reach at station, if I don't have Renato, because he is not always there, I just pick some bananas or something like this, or some fruit. But sometimes I eat, I don't know, an Oversteam bar, something like this, chocolate bar. I see, I'm not so complicated from this point of view because normally I try to eat really well during my life, everyday life. So when I race, it's okay. I just require that I like what I eat. So this is just my request. And I try to continue to eat because normally when you do long distance races, if you stop to eat, then it's impossible to continue. So just this.
Outside of the winter, Francesca, so what kind of training do you do normally? Like what kind of routine training do you have? Let's say like the winter is over and you start to prepare for summer race.
Oh, it's not so difficult because my training is not complicated because I like to race. So normally I use race as training, and normally between two race I just rest. So it's really easy. But if not, when I don't rest, I try to do some strength training because I think that if your muscle are strong, you perform and you protect your articulation and everything. So I think it's okay. And I found that strength training is not boring. So I don't like to run a lot. I prefer just run during the races and then.
And focusing more into
Yes,
training.
and yes, and if I want to do some cardio, I like to bike.
Okay.
Just with a spinning bike. I don't go outside because I can't manage cars and something.
And also you do a little bit of back ski, like backcountry skiing as well.
Yes.
Okay.
I like it.
Because I think it's a great place where you are staying in Courmayeur.
Yes, we have the slope for cross country. Yes, I like. I prefer cross country to running because you have the technical part. So you feel it when you do right, you feel that it's right, and I like to be challenged with my brain to not just the body. And it's different from running because when you run, you just run, and maybe you run in an ugly way, but you don't know. But with ski, if you are doing bad, you know, and so you have to try to correct and yes.
I have another question I wanted to ask you also. It's about what race that you didn't do yet you would love to do in future? If there is one that you
I don't know. I really don't know because it's a difficult question. Because I don't have any mythical or epical race that I have in my mind, and it's true that the most important races in the world I already ran. So um, I can tell you that I would like to go in some particular place. I don't know, maybe Thailand, yeah, I don't know, some exotic place, yes. But the problem with this is that sometimes you are not sure about the organization and the balisage and marking, so I'm a little scared about. But I think that if I get some invitation from abroad, I will accept. But just because I like to change my view and to run in some particular places, just because.
Did you ever consider the Reunion Island, for instance?
Yes, it would be great.
You've never been, huh?
No, no. This is one I miss, and maybe yes, it's interesting. And then they don't allow poles, but it's not a problem because I'm not so able to use poles. I like because they offer a lot of help, but I'm not so able. So in to go in a race in which anybody can use poles, it's yes.
So maybe Japan also could be a nice race for you as well. UTMB, you can't
Yes,
you can't use the poles too.
I have been already there, but I was not good, so I drop out at kilometer 60. So I would like to come back and do better. Yes.
Nice. They changed a bit the course, but it's a great
Yeah,
race.
it's great.
Beautiful race,
Yes.
yeah, very nice race.
How do you keep yourself awake during a sort of long race?
Oh, it's not difficult. It's just your brain that do the job because when you know, it's true that you don't sleep, but your hormone system and everything it's okay. So it's the body job to keep you awake because if you have if you are in a great arousal state, you are okay. And if you have a fast pace, you are in arousal. The problem is that maybe you can hear that a lot of people during tour stay asleep in the yes, but it's because they are really slow. If you if you go faster, it's not a problem. No, normally, maybe in this race that will start at 12, you have to stay awake all the night, but it's okay because if you manage yourself during the day, and then you just have one night outside, it's okay. When you have two, of course, you can have some problem, but normally I don't have, so I don't have any experience of getting asleep, just because I'm in the situation. So it's like when you have an exam at university, you are like that, and in the race it's the same.
At what time will be your last meal on the Friday evening? So the race is going to be at midnight. When are you going to take your last meal, and what your last meal is going to be?
I don't know because now my organization depends mostly about what others decide for me.
Okay.
Because I don't know maybe how much does it take to go to the start, so I don't know at the moment. I don't know, but it's not a problem because normally I can just have breakfast and go running, so no, it's not a problem. My body for this is perfect.
It's very okay.
Yes,
Very
yes.
very easy. I see. And after a long race like this, so what would be your strategy to be recovering? Like, are you going to drink more water, or you are going to get particular electrolytes, drinks?
No, I just go to the sauna. Yes, I like to. Normally, I told people that I just run to have the sauna after because I want a prize. So I like to just run a lot, feel tired because I like to feel tired. It's not so common for me to feel tired, but I like when I feel. And then I go to the sauna and I relax and I'm okay.
Turn off the engine. It's good.
I'm not so common.
You're fast.
Not always.
Any other questions?
Where?
For that race, like let's say for the 50 miles, like and the 50 kilometers, more or less, what would be your expected finishing time?
I don't know. I really don't know, because as I told you before, I'm not so shaped now, so it's difficult to preview something. Normally, you know, for 90 kilometers, I think that I won't exceed 12 hours, but I'm not sure. I'm really not sure, because I don't know how the race is, so how technical is and everything, so no idea.
Are you planning to race with poles or?
No, I don't have the poles
Okay,
now.
so no poles.
No, because my choice is not to use them here, because but first because I had the plane and everything, but I think that I won't have a really long climb. So if they are not so long, it's better for me to go without poles, because when I have poles, I slow a lot. But just because in my mind, I like to feel comfortable. So if I have poles, I slow down and I appreciate monkeys and everything, but it's not good. So normally I use poles for races like UTMB, because you have very long climb, and so maybe if I get slower, it's not a problem, because they help a lot, the body and everything. But here I think it's better to.
Entry.
Yes. No, for the moment I'm okay. Normally I get nervous before the start, because I don't like to be so exposed, and I don't like to have the pressure from others. But no, I know that everything will be better when I just do the first step and I leave the starting line, and it will be okay. No, the night before I'm okay. I prefer to have a good sleep, because the lack of sleep affect a lot my mood. But I think that I will be able to manage this. This night I slept really well, so I feel good, and I tried. I'm sure that I will continue like this. The stress is something I have to manage normally, and I'm really used to that, because when I was a snowboarder, it was worst, because you don't have a lot of time to perform, because it was really short. In 1 minute you win or you lose. So when you are on the start, now it's better, because you are on the start and you feel bad, but you have a lot of hours to fix the problem. So no, it's okay, I can manage. I can tell you that I'm really relaxed, but
You have more time to get into the race.
is anything particular, you know, because if you are an athlete and you do a lot of races are your preparation, so it's you don't need to do something special. You just have to, of course, to do the good training. So you have to be strong with your whole body. So of course during the year you have to work on this. But if you work on this and you compete regularly, you don't have any problem. And most you have to remember that during tour your pace is really slow, so you can manage everything. No need to do something special, really. Because normally a lot of people stress a lot, and maybe a lot of people change the whole training, and they try to train by night, something like this, but it's totally unuseful. You just get tired, and it's stupid. No, it's pointless. You just have to do what you normally do, because the race itself is so different from everything else that you don't have any plan. You just have to go and to follow what what you are doing, and to do step by step. It seems too easy, but it's like this. If you get complicated, it is a problem.
But maybe perhaps, let's say, for participants coming from Hong Kong, if they wish to do the Tour des Géants, it's good for them to arrive a little bit maybe earlier to get
You
used
just
to, like, you know, a little bit of the altitude and
I think the altitude is not a problem, because of course you reach something elevated, but you reach it really slowly. So you
and also
exactly. Of course, if you come from here, you have to deal with the jet lag. So it's up to you to know how many days before your body needs. But this is all.
and maybe the humidity components also that we have here during summer, and you have less.
We have less, so it's better. I think it's not a problem. Just you have to take care of your clothes, your gear, everything must be okay. So this is important. Another thing is really important is to be able to change what is wet. So you have to have a lot of clothes, yes, and you have to be really organized, because when you reach an aid station, you don't have to waste a lot of time searching something, or so it's important to have a good assistance. This is key. If you go alone, it's a little bit
It's
tricky.
more challenging. Yeah.
Yes,
So
yes.
you had always, for instance, Renato
Yes.
doing the assistance
Yes.
with you when you were
I have
participating
Renato
in
and
the
my
Tour des
parents.
Géants. Okay.
My parents sometimes cook something, or and they are charged to bring new clothes and something, and to just this. And Renato take cares about everything else. So I'm aware that this help a lot, because when I arrive to the aid station, if I have to look for something,
You lose a lot of time.
I'm lost. So I already some problem to have my backpack ready for this race that doesn't require anything particular, because I'm not so organized in my mind. So a lot of times I forget something, and okay. So in Tor I need someone, because and this is really important.
Good. I have a last question to ask you. What about Uglo? So how do you feel? I know that you've recently started to work with Uglo and Roma. How's your feeling with the different gears? How do you feel comfortable with them? Since it is a relatively new partnership,
Yes.
what would you wear also for the race?
I don't know what I will wear for the race, because I'm not able to understand if I will cold or not. So I have to ask Elsa for this. But no, I like the clothes, because they are really different from everything else. So I like this philosophy, because I feel different from a lot of people. So I like to have a cloth line that it's similar to me. And I like something like we have a short with something for putting inside the bars or bananas, and it's really convenient.
Yeah.
So I like this, and I like the colors, because normally you find a lot of things that are all black, and black is okay, but as this one is black, but you have the yellow, so it's different from. It is more beautiful, so I
agree with
like.
you. Great. Any other question? No? But thank you very much for the Gone Running TV, Peter, Jojo, to Francesca, to all of you for coming during a long time. Apologize again that we have to reschedule, and I want to wish you all the best, Francesca, for for the race.
I
I'm sure
need
you're
it.
going to have a lot of fun.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.